Imagine spending your whole life working hard, saving diligently, and finally reaching your 60s, only to realize your money may not last as long as you will. That's the reality facing many Canadian women. And here's the hard truth. Women often need to nearly double their retirement savings that men do, just to enjoy the same level of comfort. Not because women overspend, but because women live longer. They're more likely to step out of the workforce for family, and they often retire with smaller pensions and CPP benefits. Add inflation and rising healthcare costs, and suddenly what looked like enough doesn't stretch as far as you thought. It's like running a marathon, where men finish at mile 20, but women are expected to go all the way to mile 26. With fewer water breaks along the way. And yet, most retirement planning advice out there still assumes men and women are playing by the same rules. They're not. Hi, I'm Tanya Suelzle, investment advisor at CG Wealth Management. If you're starting to wonder what this means for your own plan, I'd invite you to book a time with me. I'd be happy to walk you through strategies tailored to your situation. I work with many women in their 50s and 60s who are beginning to realize that their retirement path often looks very different than their spouses, or their brothers, or their male colleagues. And the biggest mistake I see is assuming you'll be fine with the same numbers that men aim for. The truth is, women face unique challenges when it comes to retirement. But with the right strategies, those challenges don't have to hold you back. So in today's video, I'm going to break down why women often need double the savings to retire comfortably in Canada, and the steps you need to take to protect your lifestyle, your independence, and your legacy. If you find this valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more financial content. Number 1, women live longer, which means more years of expenses. The first and most obvious reason is longevity. In Canada, women live an average of 84 years, compared to 80 years for men. But averages don't tell the full story. Many women live well into their 90s. I've worked with clients who were still independent, active, and financially managing their own lives at age 94. Let's put this into numbers. If you retire at 60 and live to 80, that's 20 years of retirement. But if you live to 90 or 95, that's 30 to 35 years. That's an entire extra decade of expenses: housing, food, travel, healthcare, and everyday living. At $70,000 per year, 10 extra years adds up to $700,000 in additional savings required. Longevity is a gift, but it comes with a price tag. If your retirement plan doesn't account for the possibility of you living into your 90s, you may be underestimating how much you truly need. Number 2, smaller CPP and pension benefits. Another reason women need more savings is because they often receive less from government and workplace pensions. Why? Career interruptions. Many women take time out of the workforce to raise children or to care for aging parents. Others reduce hours to part-time or work in lower paying but flexible roles. All of this means fewer years contributing to CPP, smaller workplace pension accruals, and lower overall savings. Let me share a scenario. Janet, age 62, worked full-time until her mid-30s, then took 10 years out of the workforce while raising her children. When she returned, it was in a part-time role until her mid-50s. Her ex-husband, by contrast, worked full-time for 40 years. When Janet applied for her CPP, her monthly benefit came in around $700. Her ex-husband's over $1,200. That's a $500 monthly gap, $6,000 a year. Over a 25-year retirement, that's a $150,000 difference. For women like Janet, the gap can feel like a punishment for making family choices, but it's a financial reality that needs to be planned for. This is why women can't simply assume their CPP or pension will carry them comfortably. Often, it won't. Number 3, inflation hits longer retirements harder. Inflation may not sound dramatic, But over decades, it's one of the biggest risks to your retirement lifestyle. Imagine you retire at 60 with $70,000 in annual expenses. At a 3% inflation rate, by the time you're 80, you'll need about $127,000 a year just to maintain the same standard of living. By 90, it could be closer to $170,000. Men who live shorter retirements don't feel the full force of inflation. Women, however, often do. I once worked with Elaine, a widow in her late 80s. When she first retired, her grocery bill was $300 a month. By the time I met her, that same grocery bill was over $800, and her pension income hadn't kept pace. Without additional savings and investment growth, she would have been forced to drastically reduce her lifestyle. The lesson is simple. If you live longer, inflation compounds more heavily against you. That's why women must keep a portion of their portfolios invested for growth, even well into retirement. Playing it too safe can be just as risky as playing it too aggressive. Number 4, healthcare and long-term care costs. Here's another major factor. Yes, Canada has public healthcare, but not everything is covered. As you age, expenses for prescriptions, dental, vision, mobility aids, and private home care often rise. And long-term care facilities can cost thousands of dollars per month. Because women often outlive their spouses, they're more likely to face these costs alone. Without a partner's income or pension to share the burden, the full responsibility falls on their savings. Take Margaret, age 88. After her husband passed, she spent 5 years living independently. But when she needed home care support, the cost was over $3,000 a month. Without careful planning earlier in life, that could have drained her portfolio within a few years. This is why women need to plan not just for the everyday retirement expenses, but also for the realities of late life healthcare. Number 5, why equal isn't equal. Let's do a thought experiment. Let's say a man and a woman retire at age 65 with $1 million in savings. The man lives until 83. The woman lives until 92. That's 9 extra years of retirement for the woman. If she spends $70,000 per year, she needs an extra $630,000 beyond what her male counterpart required. Suddenly, that $1 million doesn't feel equal anymore. And if her pensions and CPP are smaller to begin with, that gap grows even wider. That's why I often tell women, equal isn't always fair. If you want the same level of security as a man retiring with $1 million, you may need closer to $1.5 million or $2 million. Number 6, how women can close the gap. The good news is that while the challenge is real, it's not insurmountable. Here are a few key strategies. Start planning earlier. The earlier you get clarity on your numbers, the more options you have. Even in your 40s and 50s, there are powerful moves you can make, like maximizing RRSP contributions or topping up your TFSA. Maximize tax advantage accounts. RRSPs provide immediate tax deductions, while TFSAs allow tax-free growth and withdrawals. Both are essential tools, but the sequencing of withdrawals matters. Many women benefit from withdrawing modestly from their RRSP earlier in retirement to reduce lifetime taxes while letting the TFSA grow. Leverage CPP decisions. Delaying CPP from 65 to 70 can boost your monthly benefit by 42%. For women who expect to live longer, this can provide a crucial guaranteed income stream later in life, when investment accounts may be shrinking. For example, Susan, age 59, chose to delay CPP to age 70. By doing so, she increased her monthly benefit by over $400. By her late 80s, that higher guaranteed income gave her far more peace of mind than a smaller, earlier benefit would have. Keep growing your money. Don't think of retirement as the finishing line for investing. With a retirement that could last 30 plus years, your money needs to keep working. A balanced portfolio that combines income, stability, and growth helps ensure you don't fall behind inflation. Plan for healthcare costs. Set aside a dedicated portion of your savings, or use insurance strategies to cover future healthcare needs. That way, those expenses don't erode the lifestyle spending you've worked so hard to build. So here's the bottom line. Women live longer. Women often retire with less. And women face higher costs over time. That's why the traditional retirement rules don't apply equally. If you want to retire comfortably, you may need to plan as if you need double the savings. But here's the encouraging part. With the right planning, you can close that gap. You can build a retirement that's not just long, but wealthy and independent and secure. If you want a second opinion on your plan, book a time with me using the link in the description below.